This statistic is going to really stun you. According to the FBI, a child goes missing in the U.S. every 40 seconds. That is why the FBI has released its first mobile app. It's for parents to use in that case of that terrible event that you lose your child. They go missing, they're abducted. Ryan Smith is joining us now. So, Ryan, I know you've tried this. I actually tried downloading it. It was pretty easy. Can you take us through how it works?
Absolutely. And this is going to be, I think, an incredible app for parents or anyone that has grandchildren, anyone that wants to make sure they keep their children safe. The app is called FBI Child ID, and I want to show you this, folks. Here's what it does. At its essence, you simply press this button right here, and it allows you to add in information about your child, your grandchild. So everything from their first name and last name to address information, phone numbers, and here's the critical information: date of birth, height, weight, eye color, things that are so important, or any kind of piercings or any other special characteristics. Anything that's important if authorities need to have information to identify your child or to be able to find your child. Then once that happens, now here's what's interesting. There is a send button here. You press that if, in fact, that awful event happens, that your child is missing. This allows you to transmit this report to authorities. Now, what I also find interesting about this site that I think is so good, it's all based on if something happens, you need to react quickly. So much happens in those first 24 hours, you need to let authorities know. So there's the ability to call 911. There's the ability to call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And not only that, information about what to do in the first 24 and first 48 hours. Because, Virginia, those are the critical times. If a child is missing, authorities need to act quickly. This is all set up so that people can act quickly and try to locate the child.
Right, to cut out that factor of taking too much time to get information. The photo is important for them to see exactly what your child looks like. And it's free. And the thing I want to ask you, because some people are probably concerned, because we're talking about doing it on these mobile devices, privacy.
Right.
The safety of the information you're putting in there about your child.
And I can understand that, because as a parent, you don't want your child's information to be at the FBI or Apple. I know people have so many privacy concerns these days. Take a look at a statement that the FBI released, because they were thinking of this. They said the FBI and iTunes, for that matter, is not collecting or storing any photos or information that you enter into the app. Here's what that means. When there is a problem, if something has happened to your child and you press send, then presumably it goes to authorities so they can conduct that investigation and quickly try to find your child. It doesn't go to them in any other event. Folks, that's why you don't want to press send unless your child is missing, because otherwise you're transmitting that information. You don't need to do that. All you're doing is inputting that information in advance. So if something happens, you are ready to make sure authorities can get involved. I can't tell you how many cases I've seen where authorities say if they just had learned about this a little bit earlier or had more information earlier, they might have had a better chance of finding a child.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should also point out, we're showing this on an iPad, but they're going to roll this out for other devices as well.
Absolutely. So if you don't have an iPad or an iPhone or something like that, don't worry. They are already developing the technology for other phones and devices, so those will be coming soon. And as soon as they do, we'll have them on some of our information and websites so people know. So you'll have it for BlackBerry and things like that. Everybody should be able to take advantage of this technology.
Yeah, time is of the essence if that terrible thing ever happens to a parent. And so you want to know that you can get help as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Ryan Smith, thank you so much.
Sure, absolutely.